So if you're starting a business or expanding a business and you need some extra funding, should you get a business loan? I'm seeing this fairly regularly where individuals who own businesses need money and therefore they think a business loan is the right way to go about getting that money. And in some cases, it is ideal to get a business loan, and in other cases, it isn't. And so in this video, I'm just going to explain the difference and the circumstances where a business loan would make sense and some other circumstances or situations where it wouldn't be the best idea. So just for starters, one situation where it probably wouldn't make sense to get a business loan is if you can fund this out of pocket without going into debt. Some people think like, hey, why would I use my own money to start my business when I can borrow money? Like, sure, that's fine, that's possible, but then you're just paying interest for money that you don't actually need. And yes, interest on a business loan is typically, a business expense, but still you're spending more money than you need to just to use someone else's money to start or expand your business when you already have the money to do so for free. Now, another situation where it might not make sense to take out a business loan is if you're not going to be using it all. So let's say you get approved for a business loan of $100,000, but you really only need to use $50,000, at least for now. Well, with a business loan, most of the time they're going to give you that full $100,000. So you might have an extra $50,000 just sitting in your checking account or your savings account. And so you'll be paying interest on money that you don't need and you're not using. So in that case, it's kind of a waste to get a business loan or at least take significantly more of a business loan than you actually need. Another example would be if you just need smaller amounts of money and you want to be able to take it out and pay it off and take it out and pay it off and just have it repeat like that, which is called revolving credit. Because with a business loan, typically they will issue, and by they I mean the lender, will issue you the business loan one time and then you pay it off and then it's done with. You can't re-borrow on the loan again. Whereas if you have a business where maybe you're doing construction, for example, and you need to make purchases on debt and then your clients pay you and you pay off that debt, and then you need to, pay your employees with debt, and then you pay that off when the client pays you, and it's kind of like borrowing money and then paying it off, then a business loan is not ideal for that. What makes more sense in that situation would be a line of credit, because with a line of credit you can borrow, repay, because it is revolving credit, whereas business loans typically are not. And with that line of credit, you're only paying interest on the amounts you're actually using. So until you actually withdraw money from the line of credit account, you don't pay interest. Whereas with the business loan, as soon as that money's been issued to you, you pay interest whether you're using it or not. Another example of where a business loan might not be suitable, and something I've seen a couple times lately, would be if you're purchasing, land or property or sometimes vehicles or even equipment. Especially in the case of land and property, typically it's going to be better to get a mortgage for those purchases, even if it's for business, just because mortgages are going to provide you with better rates. Unless you can get some type of business loan that is secured and has comparable rates to a mortgage. And the same thing with vehicles and sometimes equipment. You can get more specific loans for those that are secured and give you better interest rates. So not a good idea to, purchase land with a business loan paying, maybe 8, 9, 10, 11% interest when you could get a mortgage for, 4 or 5%, of course, depending on the current interest rates. Another thing is just ease of access. If you're needing money to start your business or expand it and you just need a smaller amount, like $5,000 to $20,000, getting a credit card or getting a line of credit is typically a lot easier than getting a business loan. So some people make it more difficult than it needs to be to get that money by choosing a business loan over just a business line of credit or even a personal line of credit to help you start or expand your business. Now, one other situation would be more so just for like what's called bridge loans, where using that example again of a construction company where let's say you start a business doing construction and you get your first contract, and for that contract you have to buy, let's say $5,000 in materials. And so with those building materials, if you take out a business loan for those, you're paying interest on those right away. Or even with a line of credit, you're paying interest on that purchase right away. But if you pay with a credit card and you pay at the very beginning of your billing cycle, with a credit card, a billing cycle is 1 month. So you don't have to pay any interest for the whole billing cycle. And then after the billing cycle, you get a 21-day grace period, which is pretty standard with most credit cards. So in total, you could have about 7 weeks interest-free by paying with a credit card. So in a case like this, where it's just a bridge loan, to help you buy something before you get paid for completing a project, getting paid from your clients, then a credit card would actually be the best tool in this case when it comes to taking out that temporary debt. Now, as long as you can pay off that credit card before you start accruing interest, because interest on credit cards is typically much higher than lines of credit and business loans. So hopefully this all made sense and hopefully this video was useful. If so, please click like and feel free to check out my YouTube channel here and subscribe. I've currently got over 265 videos that cover business management and business startup topics.